I'm Troy Dumler with the Garden City Company. I'm the general manager. The Garden City Company is a landholding company. It's been around in southwest Kansas since 1905. There's a lot of the families that farm for us that have been around for multiple generations and want to stay farming for the extended futures, and obviously the company wants to be around for the long term as well, and water's one of the most important factors in that happening. And so we implemented WCA for the company, Water Conservation Area. And again, this sets a goal for us to save water moving forward, and it works. I mean, everybody ideally wants to save water, but it's something that we can document. Our goal is to save 15% of the water compared to our historical water use over a previous time period. So we're not cutting from our actual water right, we're actually cutting from what we use to have some real savings is our goal.
My name is Roth. Our operation's located here in Finney County, Kansas. I farm with my family, my two brothers and my dad. And a big thing we saw early on in the WCA at the tech farm was we had a lot of rain the first 2-3 years. And I mean, we hardly irrigated at all. A lot of neighbors pumped maybe 2 times the amount that they would run. They'd be running, we'd be off, and the yields were just as good, if not better, than theirs. That's where you find that efficiency. And on a dry year, that's kind of how I look at the WCA. Those wet years is when the real savings happen. You can really stay off longer, pump less, and then on the dry years, sometimes you have to run. But overall, in a 5-year stretch, if you look at our WCA and what we've done, we haven't even come near pumping what we're allocated on it, and we've still been growing good crops.
So a few years ago, coming out of the droughts of the early 2010-2014 period, we were talking with some of our farmers, and we had a goal of seeing how we could maybe best work to preserve the water resource that we've had, because we saw some tremendous declines in the aquifer during those drought years and some drought periods before that. And so started just kind of as an offhand conversation with Roth, one of our farmers. Back in 2016, as the Kansas Water Vision was taking place, we were one of the first farms, in combination with one of our tenants, to establish a water technology farm. And we've been operating that since that period of time, and the goal of that farm is to look at new technologies, new practices that would allow us to conserve water but still maintain our economic viability.
I'm actually a 3rd generation Garden City Company farmer. My grandpa, dad, uncle, and now my 2 brothers and myself are tenants on the Garden City Company. We actually grew up a couple miles from the tech farm. We have a deep connection with the Garden City Company ground. It's been in around us our entire lives. The tech farm was started a few years ago with my uncle Roth and Troy Dumler. We've been trying multiple different technologies, some of those being moisture probes, irrigation scheduling tools, different nozzle body styles like bubblers, which will help cut back on evaporation. And everything's kind of works together and in coordination with each other. And we've, over the last few years, managed to save quite a bit of water. And a lot of people think too, if you're not irrigating, you're putting yourself at risk financially. And technology has been proving it to us, and we've seen it in yields that we've saved money by running the pivots less. That means less irrigation gas costs, less breakdowns, less wear and tear on our irrigation systems, and we're still having solid yields. So in actuality, you're coming out better. Really, saving water is crucial to us because we're all, have a lot of years left of farming, and if we continue to pump and not make an effort to conserve, there's a real chance we'll run out of water. And we'd like to preserve it, for the next generation as well, not only for ourselves. So that's a big part of why we want to save water and leave it in the ground.